everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie from the Farmhouse Mom, and I upload every Tuesday and Friday. In today's video, we are going to be making some brioche sourdough cinnamon rolls in my new Bosch Universal mixer. And we also spent the entire weekend doing a lot of work on the house. We completely wallpapered the hallway and entryway, and we did a lot of really beautiful stuff. And that will be at the end of the video, and I'll show you everything that we did. I will leave the recipe to these sourdough cinnamon rolls in the description box below. I've been so excited to make this video for you guys and share my Bosch Universal mixer. I love it so much. I've been using it every day since I got it. Today I made flatbread. It's Tuesday, so we always have Taco Tuesday, and I made flatbread with it already. But it has really impressed me. It is such a powerful mixer. You can make 10 1-pound loaves of bread. You can mix up to 10 pounds of potatoes. You can make 34 dozen cookies. It has such a big capacity. We only have a family of 4, so it's not like I need to make 10 pounds of bread at one time. I am making a triple batch of sourdough cinnamon rolls here because we are about to have goat babies soon, and a lot of times I'm up all night and I don't feel like cooking the next day. So I have been starting to make food ahead and freeze it so it'll be ready for me when I need it. So even if you don't have a large family, sometimes it's really convenient to be able to make larger batches of bread or whatever it is you're cooking. The Bosch Universal Mixer has 4 suction cup feet on the bottom, so when you have those heavy ingredients, I think I probably had like 3 or 4 sticks of butter in there. Even when you have those heavy ingredients, it sticks to the counter, so you don't have to worry about it kind of walking and falling off of the counter. So far, up till today, I have just been using my Bosch mixer to make larger batches of bread. So I was curious how it would do with just a single recipe. And so I made my normal flatbread and it mixed up really well. And that is a problem I've been having with my KitchenAid mixer, which I love my KitchenAid mixer. It's still going to stay on the counter. But just all of the flour and just kind of ingredients on the bottom of the bowl, it seems like no matter how much I try to adjust it, it misses ingredients on the bottom. And the Bosch mixer has a bowl scraper. If you look back at the beginning of the video, you see me putting that in. And when I was mixing it without it, it was kind of getting stuck around that middle section. But once I put it in, it scraped it up really well, and it did just the same for my single recipe flatbread. So, if you are looking for a mixer for bread, or if you are looking for a gift for somebody who loves to make bread, Nutrimill is having some awesome sales, and I will link all that information down in the description box below. As you just saw, I used my bread proofing option on my stove. I have never had that before, and I had no idea how much I would use it. But if you don't have that on your stove, you can just turn your stove up to the lowest temperature, let it heat up, and then just turn it off. And the stove should be able to maintain a nice steady temperature. Because in the wintertime, it can be really difficult to get your bread to rise, especially if you're using an enriched dough like we are here with milk and butter and eggs in it. It takes a long time, even in the summertime, for it to rise. So if you watched any of my previous videos, you might know that I love thrifting, and one of the things I like to collect is old cookbooks. And probably for, I'd say, the last year, I have been taking some of my grandmother's cookbooks and then cookbooks that I've got from thrift stores and taking those kind of old tried and true recipes and converting them to sourdough. And my style of cooking, I guess my style of everything is probably simple. My friend Leslie was talking to me the other day and she said, "Oh, I found something that you might like. It's kind of your simple style." And I was like, "You're right. That is my style. If it can be simple, why not?" Life is complicated enough. So if you have ingredients that you don't necessarily need to add that don't affect the structure or the taste of the recipe, and you can cut those out, that's what I generally tend to do. So these are our cinnamon rolls the next day. The two batches I put in the foil containers and I put in the freezer in the garage. And this batch I covered with saran wrap in the glass baking dish, put it in my sourdough refrigerator, and then I got up this morning about 4 o'clock and I took them out and set them on the counter so they could have their second rise at room temperature. If you're freezing cinnamon rolls, you want to freeze them before the second rise. For the icing, I just did powdered sugar, maple syrup, heavy cream, and vanilla. Now we're going to move into the hallway and the entryway, and I'm going to show you what we did over the weekend. So we started Saturday morning by going to Lowe's, getting some paint colors, and getting some drywall compound so we could skim the walls. And we started applying our wallpaper after the joint compound was dry. So this wallpaper project in my mind has grown into such a huge, overwhelming project that it almost became impossible to think that I ever was going to get it done. If you look at my previous videos, you'll see like a little strip of this wallpaper on this wall or a little strip on that wall. And I've had the wallpaper purchased for 6 months, but I just was so fearful to get this project started. At first, I couldn't even decide which wall that I wanted it on. I thought I maybe wanted it there in the entryway, right as you come in, but I was like, no, that's going to look too dark. And it was my husband's idea to put it as a statement wall right across from the door. And he was so wonderful during this process. If you just look, you can see the absolute stress on my face. And I was just snapping at him, and he was like, honey, what is going on? And I just said, oh, I'm just afraid that I'm going to make a mistake or it's going to look terrible or, I'm going to do something wrong. And he was like, Stephanie, it's wallpaper. It's not a mistake. So let's put it up. And if it looks absolutely terrible, worst case scenario, we can take it down. And it sounds so completely foolish to be stressed out and to be worried about putting wallpaper up on your wall. There's so many more things and challenges in life that you have to deal with. And I think it was just representative of kind of just feeling overwhelmed, feeling like we have so much to do and no time to do it in. And it was a really long weekend, but it was really good because we just were taking small steps and getting a ton of stuff accomplished. And I'm so grateful and thankful to my husband. If you see my videos, you see he's always doing something for me, either building me something for the goats or helping me with something in the house. So, in this season of Thanksgiving that's coming up, I'm definitely thankful for my husband. On a funny note, as I was showing him this footage and, showing all the progress that we made, it's kind of fun to kind of see what you did. He was like, "Can you not have so many shots of us like from behind with like our saggy jeans?" And we were dying because when you're on a farm, you have a stage of clothing. You have your town clothes, which you wear to town, and then those clothes, when they're worn, they get relegated to farm clothes. And so those are usually the jeans that have like lost all of their elasticity and they're just like saggy jeans or clothes that may be stained. But when we're working, we're going to wear our work clothes because they're going to get stained if they're not already. We started out the project and we laid down some plastic and tried to tape it down, but it ironically made it even messier because we kept stepping on it and then stepping on the floor. So we pulled it off and we just did the paste and everything on the floor. And we came back the next day and cleaned it all up. And this is how it looks the next day after a night's sleep. I also painted that black table that was there. I painted it a nice green color. And that's the color I painted my island too. I can't wait to show you my kitchen island on Friday. We did that this weekend too, but I felt like if I included everything in that it would be a really long video. So I'll save that for you Friday. We put the sconces back up. I got those at the 25-cent store, those little brass sconces. and I pulled off the light switch and I put some rub and buff on it. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or if I'm going to pull off the light switch and put wallpaper around it so it just kind of blends into the wall. I'm not sure. I'm still trying to hold off decorating for Christmas until after Thanksgiving, so I just wrapped this lighted garland around the table, and I only wanted to put things on the table that we use. That's what I'm doing with the entire house. I'm going through each room, and if it's not something that I actually use, it's out of here. So that basket is what I take outside to collect, branches or anything that I want to use for decor inside the house. And my husband uses this table as a drop zone for his wallet and keys. So I put a small little silver bowl, and then I also have a little ceramic bowl that I thrifted. And that large hydrangea bloom is from my hydrangea plant that I planted this spring. And here's how our entryway and hallway look, all cleaned up and decorated. I hope this inspires you to tackle a project that you've had in your home that seems overwhelming. I appreciate you being here with me. If you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you Friday. Have a great week.